When I describe Malta to my foreign friends, I realize that I often paint a picture of the island country I want us to be. Almost everywhere you go, you're at the seaside. We socialize a lot. Everyone is a 5-minute drive away. You're never left alone. Friends, families, strangers will help you if you're in trouble. We have our own language, and yet we're fluent in at least 2 languages. Employment is easy. We work hard, and yet we play hard too. The weather is gorgeous, our fruit and veg are wonderful, we follow a Mediterranean diet, we have a rich history, huge choice of cultural outings, free healthcare, free education, we love life and we love each other. On paper, we're paradise. We really are. It's the reason why I am still here, why I never chose to leave for pastures anew. I tell my foreign friends, we are so lucky. So why do I always feel that I'm lying to them? Why do I feel that my description of paradise is not quite the full picture? Because, and excuse my language, we're fucked up. Somewhere along the line in our brave, valiant history, we have taken a wrong turning. We've turned our glorious paradise into an overpopulated, polluted, corrupt, violent, and hateful cage from which there is little escape. Our paradise is still here, but we have buried it. And this is what greed and corruption will do. This is what happens in a mafia state. Mafia state. We use that phrase almost without thinking about it, like it's a catchphrase. But what do we mean? Do we qualify? You see, a country goes from being corrupt to being a mafia state when corruption reaches the very top of our institutions, the people who govern us, who represent our country, the ones who are paid to lead and protect us. And that is when the octopus's tentacles permeate every aspect of our daily lives. So how can you tell when a country is corrupt? I researched this. Public servants demand or take money or favors in exchange for services. Tick. Politicians misuse public money or grant public jobs or contracts to their sponsors, families, and friends. Tick. Corporations bribe officials to get lucrative deals. Tick. Politicians grant favors in order to buy votes. Tick. And what are the end results of living in a corrupt country? Erosion of trust of public officials, weakened democracy, vulnerable economic development, more inequality, more poverty, more social division, and an environmental crisis. Tick, 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 and tick. However, this isn't the full picture, is it? You see, in Malta, we've taken corruption and we have supersized it. So let us now examine the signs of a mafia state. Government is not transparent. Documents and information that, according to the law, are public have not been published. No decisions are revealed and no reasons are given. Decisions that repeatedly benefit certain individuals. Conflicts of interest and dual roles in government departments and boards. Decision boards appointed by the government. Financial ambiguities on the part of the government. Competitive tendering shows signs of cartels. People live in fear as they feel unprotected by the police and the judiciary. Politicians and prominent citizens' unexplained wealth is not investigated. Politicians take bribes and kickbacks. The police protect powerful criminals instead of investigating and charging them. This all sounds eerily familiar, doesn't it? A corrupt country, a mafia state, is looked upon differently by different citizens. So here we seem to fall into 3 camps: those who endorse this corruption, those who turn a blind eye to it, and those who actually see the full picture. However, we are all experiencing the full picture, whether we like it or not. Let's look at the end results of living in a mafia state. What are the end results of corruption and impunity and greed? Look around you. When you read the news and you find yourself repeating, "What has this country come to? I don't even recognize it," that is what a captured state is. We have buried our island in unbridled construction. We've buried our paradise in cars and more roads and flyovers to accommodate even more cars. Depending on who we vote for, we know we can get away with our crimes. No matter who we vote for, we know that if our leaders can get away with breaking the law, then so can we. Our health system is failing because of politicians' greed. Our education system is woefully inadequate because we'd rather keep people stupid and compliant. When we are victimized, we cower in fear because those who do react are vilified, bullied, harassed, and so we don't speak up. When we ask for police protection, it isn't granted. And not because the police themselves refuse, but because of pressure from their superiors. The end result of living in a mafia state means that shoddy, unplanned, unpermitted construction will continue. The end result of living in a mafia state means that more people will die in traffic accidents because of badly planned roads or because of lack of enforcement of the law. The end result of living in a mafia state is more victims of domestic violence because our institutions can't pull their fingers out of their collective asses and protect women. The end result of living in a mafia state is death. So what are we waiting for? More deaths? To borrow a phrase from anti-mafia activists before me, I say this to our authorities. If you won't listen to the shouts of us, the living, then you must listen to the screams of the dead. If you won't listen to the shouts of the living, then you must listen to the screams of Jean-Paul Sophia and Miriam Patch, victims of our shameful construction regulations. They are still awaiting justice. They are still awaiting answers. Why won't we allow them to rest? If you won't listen to the shouts of the living, then you must listen to the screams of Pelin Kaya, Faizan Mohammed and Ali Abbas, victims of our shameful attitude to drunk driving and drugged driving, because we're sure we're not going to be caught and stopped, and because everybody does what the hell they want on this island, so why shouldn't I? If you won't listen to the shouts of the living, then you must listen to the screams of Chantel Katkuti, Margaret Mifsud, Eleanor Marnjon, Bernice Kassa, and all the other women who reported domestic violence and were not listened to. If you won't listen to the shouts of the living, then you must listen to the screams of Daphne Caruana Galizia, who was stalked, harassed, and vilified before she was brutally assassinated because she knew too much. If you want justice for her stories, then why have you consistently failed to implement the recommendations of the inquiry? Why have you not reopened the e-grant inquiry as requested by Magistrate Ian Farrugia? Have you learned nothing since Daphne's assassination about the need to protect those who fight for truth and justice, to protect them from threats and physical harm? What are you waiting for? More deaths? If you refuse to listen to the shouts of the living, then you will be forced to hear the screams of even more dead. Thank you.